Okay, let's now take you back to Limpopo, where a farmer and two of his employees are accused of killing two women and throwing their bodies into a pigsty. My colleague, that is Naledi Moleo, is covering that story for us this morning. And Naledi was saying that I remember the conversations that we had off air as Zola Sholana was covering this particular story. But take us back to Maria Makgato and Lucia Ndlovu. What is their story? How did their bodies end up in that pigsty?
Yeah, well, I can tell you this, Aldrin, that from the conversations that you and I had on and off air, to be here and see where their bodies were found is, I mean, to say it's overwhelming is really quite the understatement. The area absolutely filthy. As you can see, though, this pigsty here on the ground would have been, the leftovers of the dumping that would have been done by the dairy product and big brand Clover. Of course, we know that this is where they would dump some of their expired products. And essentially, at this farm here in Onvoorwacht, the people of Sibayeng, just about 5 kilometers away, every now and then, upon hearing about the dumping of these dairy products, quite often will come here to pick up some of these products. So if you see milk cartons, juices, all of these expired products that the community says once in a while they come and pick up a little bit so that they're able to come home and feed their families. But this is also where the bodies of Maria Makgato and Lucia Ndlovu were found. The stench absolutely overwhelming. It is the stench of course, not just the pigs in and of themselves, but also the smell very much of these expired dairy products. And so just if you think about the indignity of having to find your mother here, which is what of course we heard from the son of Maria Makgato, saying he simply cannot get that image out of his mind, seeing his mother in this place with the top half of her body already started to be eaten by these pigs here that are behind us. But of course, the 3 suspects in the matter are going to be appearing in court today, and we'll be heading down there. But when we arrived in Polokwane yesterday, Aldrin, I must say this, we started off by going straight to the Makgato household to meet with the family, and upon arrival we did also find the mayor, the executive mayor of the Polokwane municipality, there to meet with the family. And one of the questions that we asked the mayor is how we got to a place where a community in Polokwane is so close to all the development that is in this city is so desperate that it has to come here to pick up food. And this is what he had to say.
We will have to investigate, how did some of this happen, where people become so desperate to go to, dumping sites. And it's a matter that we have been in conversation as well with the family to try and see how we can assist with burial, but also beyond just burial. How do we get the family out of the situation that it found itself in? So it's a matter of concern for us, but we do have programs that seek to I think as a municipality, we've got programs that should make sure that such situation, our people should not become so disparate to that extent.
All right. So there are, of course, 2 issues that need to be looked at here as well. And that is the issue of course, the poverty that is being experienced by the people of Sibayeng. And what the mayor, of course, talked about is Sibayeng in and of itself is an area that is growing quite rapidly because of its proximity to the city. And hence, he says you do also have quite the large population of foreign nationals in the area. Hence, the other victim in this murder, Lucia Ndlovu, the Zimbabwean national. But then, of course, there is already the question around should they have been on this property. The farm owner, of course, having for months allegedly complained about trespassing on this very land by people from the Sibayeng village and surrounds coming to collect what is dumped off by this dairy company. But at the same time, the question remains, was this a farmer responding to trespassing, or was this a racially motivated murder and attack? Well, I did ask that question to the mayor as well about how he viewed the matter, if it was racially motivated, and this is what he had to say, Aldrin.
what will cause a person to become so violent unless the two women were posing violence or threat to the owner of the farm, to the owners of the farm. We do not encourage trespassing, but having said that, we will also ask ourselves if those women were white, whether they would be dead now, you know. So we will suspect some form of racism on our side, because we doubt if that trespassing, if it was of the same race, the same incident would have occurred.
All right. Well, the farm owner, Zachariah Johannes Wolefir, his supervisor, Adrian Rudolph, and as well as the employee, William Musora, are going to be appearing in court for their bail application, and we'll bring you those proceedings live. Civil society and many groupings as well expected outside of their protesting as well. So we'll take you there in just a few moments. I send it back to you, Aldrin.
Sure. Thank you so much for that. And of course, a harrowing story considering the desperation of these families living in Sibayeng. Thank you so much for your time.